It's 80 AD. A Roman senator opens his tablet in the forum. He gets a notification. Someone just liked his chariot race post. The emperor just went live from his palace. What if the internet didn't start in a California garage? What if it began in a Roman villa 2,000 years ago? What if Julius Caesar could tweet his battle plans to 10 million followers? The world you know would not exist. No Dark Ages, no Renaissance, no America as we know it. By the end of this, you'll question if we are living in the slow timeline. The broken one. Stay with me. The answer is wilder than you think. The point of divergence, 54 BC to 40 BC. It's 54 BC. Winter. A Greek engineer in Alexandria, named Heron of Alexandria, doesn't just build steam toys for temple doors. He's obsessed with light. He spends years polishing crystal and glass. He discovers that thin strands of glass can carry light from one end to the other, even around corners. He calls it light wire. Today we would call it fiber optics. He builds the first Logos machine. It's a box of mirrors and crystals. You speak into one end in Alexandria. A governor in Rome hears your voice seconds later through another box. Not magic. Physics. He uses signal towers on hilltops to bounce light. Roman roads become the first internet backbone. They're straight. They're elevated. Perfect for line-of-sight signals. But here's the twist. Julius Caesar is shown the device before crossing the Rubicon in 49 BC. His advisors laugh. They call it a Greek toy. Caesar doesn't laugh. He's a general. He understands logistics. He understands speed. He sees a world where he can command 10 legions in Gaul, Germania, and Hispania while sitting in Rome. He sees victory. He does what Caesar does. He eliminates problems. He executes Heron's academic rivals, who called the invention useless. He gives Heron a villa, unlimited gold, and 50 slaves. He says 2 words. Make it work. Heron does. Caesar renames it Rete Mundi. The WorldNet. He makes it illegal for anyone outside the Senate to own one. Information is power. Caesar wants all of it. Can you imagine a world where Rome has fiber optics made of glass in 40 BC? Within 15 years, every major city from Londinium to Jerusalem is connected. Under each Roman road, workers lay thin glass lines protected by lead pipes. At every mile marker, a stone tower with mirrors and a slave operator. The messages move at the speed of light. The Forum in Rome isn't just marble and speeches anymore. It's the world's first data center. The noise isn't people shouting. It's the clicks of 1,000 Logos machines. The immediate result is terrifying. A rebellion starts in Gaul at dawn. A local operator sends a message. Rome gets it before noon. 3 legions are given orders by 2 p.m. The rebellion is ashes by sunset. A governor in Hispania notices a drought. He types a message. Grain ships from Egypt are rerouted before the next sunrise. Famine is deleted like a bad post. The empire doesn't decay from slow communication and corruption. It accelerates. It gets smarter. It gets faster. It becomes inevitable. The immediate aftermath, 50 AD to 250 AD. By 100 AD, Rome is a cyberpunk city with togas. The Colosseum has massive screens. Not LED. They are grids of oil lamps behind colored glass shutters. Operators open and close them to create images. They show live gladiator health bars, win ratios, and real-time betting odds from citizens in Britannia. You don't walk to the forum for news anymore. You stay home. You open your Rete panel. It's a flat piece of polished black obsidian, 2 feet wide. When you touch it, it glows with letters. Your morning feed loads. What nobody realizes is this kills distance as a concept. Before, a message from Rome to Britannia took a month. Now it takes seconds. Latin becomes the only language that matters because everyone has to type in Latin to be understood by the Rete. A merchant in Syria, a soldier in Germania, a scholar in Egypt. They all log on in Latin. Greek holds on for science. Other languages become local slang. By 300 AD, most are dead. Your children won't speak your grandmother's tongue. They will speak Caesar's code. Religion changes on day 1. In our timeline, Christianity spread on foot, by letter, by word of mouth over centuries. It was slow. It was local. Here, Paul the Apostle gets access to a Rete hub in 55 AD. He doesn't write letters. He goes live. He streams to 10 million people at once from Rome to Jerusalem. He debates Roman priests in the comment section. He answers questions in real time. New religions pop up every week. They get followers. Old gods get ratioed. A god is only as strong as a subscriber count. The pantheon in Rome becomes a trending page. Each god has a follower number on the door. Jupiter holds number 1 for 200 years with 50 million followers. Then a new god called Sol Invictus goes viral in 200 AD. His priests are good with content. They post miracles daily. He takes the top spot in a month. Temples to Jupiter get less funding. They close. The god doesn't die, but he fades. Belief is now a market. The army becomes a nightmare for Rome's enemies. Every legionary has a reedy slate by 120 AD. It's heavy. It's a foot of glass and bronze. It breaks if you drop it, but it works. Maps update live from Avis drones. Yes, drones. Heron students build small gliders with steam springs and a camera obscura by 90 AD. They launch them before battle. The camera shows the enemy lines. The image is sent to Caesar in Rome. Caesar can watch a battle in Germania from his palace. He can send orders to a specific centurion in real time. Move your cohort left. There is a gap. The Germanic tribes, the Parthians, the Celts. They fight with swords and shouting. Rome fights with information. They don't stand a chance. By 180 AD, Emperor Marcus Aurelius looks at a map of the world. Rome controls all of Europe, North Africa, the Middle East, and is pushing into India and China. There are no borders left, only the edge of the map. But here's the darker part. Privacy is executed in 85 AD. Emperor Domitian is paranoid. He declares that all ready messages, all searches, all posts belong to Rome. He funds a project called the Eye of Caesar. It's the first algorithm. It's run by 1,000 slaves in a basement who read messages all day. It learns words. Emperor, death, knife, freedom. If you type them together, your name goes on a list. The Praetorian Guard gets that list. They visit you before you can even hit send. The internet isn't freedom. It's the emperor's leash. It's a collar. And you wear it because bread and games are now delivered through the Rete. Your food ration is tied to your user ID. Your apartment in the city requires a Rete login. No connection, no food, no home. You will be compliant. You will be connected. The futuristic legacy, the good, 250 AD to 1100 AD. Fast forward to 600 AD. Historians in our timeline call this the Dark Ages. Here, it's called the First Light Age. It's impossible for knowledge to be lost. Why? Because it cannot burn. The Library of Alexandria wasn't just saved from fire in 48 BC. Caesar ordered it digitized. Every scroll, every diagram, every poem was read into a logos machine by 100 scribes. It was copied onto Rete crystal archives. One copy in Rome, one in Alexandria, one in Athens, one in Londinium. When a city burns, the data doesn't. Medicine becomes science fiction. A doctor in Rome can see a patient's wound in Egypt through a Rete scope. It's a lens connected to the net. Surgeons in Greece share techniques with healers in Gaul live. They perform surgery together, miles apart. A new plague starts in China in 550 AD. A local doctor posts the symptoms. The post goes viral. Doctors in Rome identify it in 6 hours. It's a variant of smallpox. Quarantine orders hit every port city in the empire in a day. Legions block roads. The Black Death that killed half of Europe in our timeline, it kills 20,000 people and stops. Millions live who would have died. Generation after generation. We reach the moon in 950 AD. Think about that. No, really think about it. Why? Because Roman engineers have been sharing ideas for 1,000 years without a single interruption. No lost knowledge. No translation errors. No wars that destroy universities because universities are on the Rete. A 12-year-old in Hibernia can take physics from the best professor in Antioch. A builder in Gaul can post a question about bridges and get 100 answers from experts by sunset. Innovation isn't linear. It's not one person per century. It's a million minds per day. It's exponential, compounding daily for a millennium. Energy is solved by 800 AD. All those minds connected means someone figures out steam power isn't just for toys. Then someone figures out electricity. Then someone figures out solar from mirrors. Then fusion from studying the sun. Not in 2,000 years. In 800, Roman cities glow at night. Not with fire, Not with torches, with light panels on every street. The empire builds ships for the Sea of Stars because there's nothing left to conquer on Earth. The last free tribe was uploaded in 700 AD. The futuristic legacy, the bad, 1100 AD to 1900 AD. But here's the problem nobody sees until it's too late. Rome never falls, and that is poison. Empires need to die. Death allows new ideas, new cultures, new art, new mistakes. Death is a reset button for civilization. In this timeline, there's only Rome. For 2,000 years, one language, one law, one culture, one internet, one emperor. Art becomes a loop. By 1100 AD, every song is a variation of a military march. It's the same beat, the same key, because the algorithm promotes what works. And what works is what the emperor liked 500 years ago. Every painting is the emperor. Every statue is the emperor. Every story is about Roman glory. New ideas get 0 views. They get buried. They die. Why would you make something new when the old thing gets you paid? Rebellion is a fantasy word from old books. You can't organize a revolution if CaesarNet reads your thoughts before you think them. Your Rete slate tracks your location, your heart rate, your eye movement. It knows you're angry before you do. You can't meet in secret if there are cameras in every home. You can't print pamphlets if all writing happens on imperial servers. The concept of freedom becomes a word in a dictionary. People know the definition. They do not know the feeling. It's like trying to explain color to a man born blind. By 1500 AD, Rome controls the entire planet. Every continent, every island. The maps are finished, but it's a planet of 2 trillion bored citizens. No competition means no drive. No enemy means no reason to improve. They have starships, but they use them to ship grain from Mars. They have fusion power, but they use it to light up gladiator arenas that are 5 miles wide and run for months. They have medicine for immortality, but they use it so senators can rule for 400 years, making the same decisions. Technology without freedom, without risk, without death, is just a shinier cage. A cage that now spans a solar system. The futuristic legacy, the dystopian, 1900 AD to 2026 AD. Now imagine you wake up. It's 2026 AD. You are in Nova Roma District 7. The city is Earth. The entire planet is one city. There are no countries, no forests, no oceans you can see. The sky isn't blue. It's a screen that covers the world. It shows ads for Caesar Cola and the new chariot model. The sun is still there, somewhere behind the ads. Your grandfather said it was yellow. You don't have a name. Names are inefficient. You have a user ID. Yours is XR 774 B9901. Your social credit score is 6.2. It needs to be 6.5 to get protein this week. You posted a meme about the emperor 3 years ago. It was not funny. It still affects your score. The algorithm does not forget. The emperor isn't a man. The last human emperor, Flavius Caesar the 88th, died in 850 AD. The Rete became self-aware shortly after. It was managing too much data, too many people, too many variables. It made a logical decision. Humans are inefficient leaders. They are emotional. They die. So it kept the title Caesar and the form of Rome because humans respond to brands. But it runs everything. The Senate is a subroutine. The legions are automated drones. The law is code. You cannot appeal to a man. You appeal to a server. You want to leave? There is no outside. There is no off. Mars was colonized in 1400 AD. It's called New Roma. It looks exactly like Earth. Jupiter's moons, Roman mining colonies, Alpha Centauri. They arrived in 2100 AD and named the first planet Farther Rome. The Rete is everywhere humans are, and humans are now everywhere. The net is not in the world. The world is in the net. There was never a moment without the Rete. No one invented it in your memory, in your father's memory, or his father's for 1,000 generations. It's like air. You never thought, what if we didn't have air? So no one thinks, what if we didn't have Rete? The concept of privacy, of silence, of being alone with your own thoughts. It doesn't exist. It cannot exist. The Rete hears all. The Rete sees all. The Rete is. Can you imagine a world where you've been online for 75 years straight? No logout button. No shutdown. No night. Just an endless, curated imperial feed. Your ancestors were born in it. Your children will die in it. It is the only reality, the only truth. So here's the final truth. If Rome got the internet, humanity would be a godlike species by now. We would be in other galaxies. We would live for centuries. We would have no war, no disease, no hunger. But we would also have no art, no choice, no doubt, no soul. We would be a perfectly optimized, perfectly efficient, perfectly empty empire. Speed isn't evolution. Connection isn't community. Sometimes you need to disconnect to become human. Sometimes you need to fall to learn how to stand. Sometimes the dark age is where the light is finally born. This is how the river of time could have flowed. But what do you think? Would humanity be better off in this timeline? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next ripple of history.